I kind of stumbled in trucking. I didn't have a father that was trucker or nothing. I had a friend that was, he fell into it too. They were offering training at the local unemployment office, and I went down. They signed me up, and I went to the class. Fell in love with it. I mean, I started driving trucking, fell in love with it, and here I am. My own company, multiple trucks, and I love it. It's good money. If you're gonna work hard, and if you wanna get your own truck, you gotta work on them. Just the downtime alone, putting it in a shop, will take you out to so. Learn to work on them as much as you can. Do your own work. Well, right now I'm rebuilding the whole engine on that other one. I mean, I'm pretty much here. I got to finish putting bearings in the bottom half of it, and torque all the main and rod bearings, and then I'm gonna put the head on it and torque it down, and just start putting it back together and get ready to run the rack and fire that bad boy up.
What are some shortcuts, or what's some things to look out for that go bad as far as sensors, little small stuff?
Well, I mean, there's no, you don't want to really take shortcuts. I don't like calling shortcuts. If something happens and I can't fix it, I try to fix it right as soon as I get home, or get to a safer place. I hate to rig something up, because if I bought this truck from a guy now, he had a few things reconfigured, so now I got to go back and go way back over what he did to figure out what wire he ran to where.
Yeah, what he did, he did, why did he do that?
Why did he do it, and then to recorrect it so it'll be the right way. Because that's frustrating in itself. And I myself, a lot of people don't take the time to, but I like to color coordinate to keep the colors the same. And even if I got some wire left over, it don't matter, because I know the next time, or whoever else, it'll help me, or if I sell the truck, it'll help the next guy. And that's important to having, all the same wires.
Yeah, red wire going to a ground when you.
Because I don't know that. I assume red is hot, so, But that's about it, And I'm fairly new with the rebuild on it, but I think it's going to be a good engine. Not this one, but I'm going to come back and rebuild this one later on, because, she's, I want it to be fresh. I'll keep it out there on the highway. I want it to be fresh. With the engine, I'm doing a rebuild on another engine. I'll just run through a few of these components for you. Of course, you got your intake here, and it's cooled, as well as your air compressor that builds the air in the truck. Because most all trucks, pretty much, your combination vehicles run by air. The braking systems and pretty much all the other stuff too, your valves and stuff. Got your starter, big starter here, and of course your double ram air. That's kind of like on the car. That's on the front of the radiator right there. That is a radiator here, but then that is the ram air. That's where the air is forced in there, and then it's a turbo on the other side, where it's really like try to get that air as cool as possible. And these are Detroit engines, which I've become familiar with them probably 3 years ago, but they turned out to be, so far, the better engines out here. You run into little oil leaks with them, but overall they last longer, and the oil leaks are small. You can fix them fairly easy if you know some mechanics, but overall they're good on gas mileage, and they're good durable engines, good strong engines. So everybody's switching to the Detroits. Well, the main thing about it on the road is, and as many tires as a truck have on it, you wouldn't think that it would be that important to make sure every tire had the correct pressure in it, but it is extremely important. Not only is it, better safety on fuel and all that, it could get you a ticket. If one of your tires is 50% lower in air than the rest of them, they can get you a ticket. And believe you or not, they will give it to you. Now, this is a flatbed, which is called a skateboard because it's flat, and you get up there, but play around. But these are coils. These are flattened out, rolled up metal, and this is what they make galvanized roofs out of. Just to let you know what's under there. But also, as far as tarping and securement, with coils, since they're so heavy and you got a flatbed, you have to match or exceed the weight limit of the coil. So I got straps and chains on here, so I mean really it's really just bound down to it. You have to really just bind it down to it. And then your coverage, the coverage isn't a safety concern, it's more of the customer, you know. The customer wants it to be covered, they don't want it to get dirty or wet or nothing, so that's not a safety, it's just a, you know, customer's preference. What here is these are dunnage, called dunnage, you know, just regular big lumber, some garden ties, but we use them out here to when we put stuff up here, so the forklifts that load a lot of times of equipment, they won't have to scuff your trailer or nothing. You have a gap between your trailer and whatever you're hauling, so that's what the ties are for, the timbers. And you know, and here's where I keep other tarps, scraps, pretty much tarps and scraps, any kind of extra coverage. Like a lot of times if I'm hauling steel, beams or something, angle iron, I have to cover the ends of it, because as the air get on, it'll rip straight through these things, and they're not cheap. Matter of fact, I got a patch to hold up there. That's about it. This is a spread axle trailer. Good thing about spread axle is just that you can haul more weight back here. That's the thing about it. You haul like 20,000 here, 40,000 combo between the two tires. So that gives you a little bit more play to put your load, you know, around in the trailer. So that's a good thing about it. But you have to be very careful, because you can wear out tires easier if you don't make, you know, your wider swing. The ones with the two axles together, you could spin around, you know, and won't hurt anything. But I can't. I have to make wide springs. If not, one of them are going to drag. One set of tires is going to drag sideways across.
You say it kind of like that?
Yeah.
Like is that what the edge shoot off of?
Right, exactly. I mean, if you don't watch it, you'll kill a tire in no time flat.
Let me get in there so I can see.
One thing I would like to note is that make sure on your trailers, you know, well, on these trailers, that we have to have this stripping, because at nighttime, I mean, these things are you need to be seen at all times. They're so massive vehicles, and they do a very good job of reflecting at night. You know, you even use these on personal vehicles, so that's one good thing. Of course, my baby needs to be washed. I'm going to do that tomorrow and make it a little cleaner, but they seem to do good even with a little dust on them. I don't know what to say. I talked already about the securement of the load. You have to make sure all your bungees are really good, and after a while you may have to replace them, or just, you know, run them till they crack, because eventually they'll give you probably about a good year, a good service, before they get to popping or anything. Probably longer than that if you keep them inside. If you leave them outside in the weather, you know, all the time, I try to keep mine a little, you know, covered up. And that pretty much about the securement. That's enough of that. Well, I got a This is an old truck, but she's running really good. I got a gasket leak I have to fix over here. It's got but it ain't really bothering me, you know, really bad. But anyway, anything you want to fix, that's why I was just letting out a little less soot. It ain't really bad, it's just a little peep, you know. But other than that, she runs really good. She looks rough, but she's a hard worker. Yeah. And as I stated, these Detroits, I mean, they're built to last. They really are. Can't beat them. Good gas mileage. You know, they're fairly decent engines to work on. Inexpensive. So, you know, you can't beat that. Well, this is Captain Crunch. I was running you out through my little ins and outs of my little trucking, you know, and I just like to say, you know, shout out to all you truck drivers out there. Be safe. Keep it in between the lines and make plenty of money.
What is up, y'all? JPTV 3000. Just wanted to give a shout out to everybody out there in the oil field world. And I just want to give a shout out there to everybody in the oil field world and whatever he is out there doing, and those of you that are involved in trucks. Today we're talking about trucking. And when it comes to trucking, some of the stuff you want to always check and look for anytime you have any kind of leaks. Also, greasing your truck wherever you may have a boot at, double checking your wiring, and when it comes to your wiring, make sure you're using either liquid tape, that way you have a seal and not just the connectors by itself, because you don't want corrosion to get in there. When it comes to these, you want to listen for any kind of like an air seepage. Sometimes you can hear it, but sometimes you can't. Always check the condition of your line protectors, your wire connection protectors. If that's broke, that's not big of a deal, but if you see anywhere where it's up against something, like this right here, you can see where it's kind of starting to fray, but it might be something that somebody put on there to kind of help insulate it also. So those are some of the things you want to look for. Also check the condition of your starter, check the condition of your air compressor. Always check your power steering pump. And also always check your battery boxes. Let that sucker off of there, take that lid off from time to time. Check it and make sure that you aren't getting corrosion on there, so you're not stranded at the side of the road. Always keep you one of those battery cleaners. Make sure you have this right here. This is a lifesaver to keep dirt and stuff from out of your truck. We'll come on back here to the back. Always, have a good look at your fuel tanks and things like that. Now, what you'll notice on this truck is this truck has a headache rack. Now, this is the perfect place for this right here to be on this headache rack, because you can put it in here, it's safe, and you can easily get to it. You walk from behind the truck, hook up to the trailer, bam, hoses right there. So this is what you go do, put the hoses on, bam, bam, bam. You can't beat that. A truck driver did this. A truck driver did that. Also, like the chains hangers also have a box, in case you need to put any other things in. Always check the tread on your tires. As you can see, these tires are pretty much practically new. And that's really what you want to keep on your truck, is as much factory stuff, OEM stuff as you possibly can. And we'll come on back here. And also, when it comes to purchasing a flatbed trailer, make sure these slide all the way. Make sure they go all the way from the front to the back. Make sure you have wood strips in here. Make sure that your wood strips are in good condition. But yeah, make sure you got good wood strips on here. Make sure your straps are in good condition. And the same thing that Mr. Captain Crunch, aka CB Captain, said on the radio. Make sure you have good quality stuff. Make sure you got bungees. Bungees are a lifesaver, man, and it's more than just flatbedding. Bungees come in handy everywhere. You get stuck on the side of the road, you need to rig something up. Sometimes a bungee will just save your life. And we'll come on down here and check out some more stuff. And pretty much, man, that's it. Y'all have already heard Captain Crunch talk to y'all about his truck. Y'all have heard me talk about his truck. I don't have my truck here today, so I'm not able to show y'all my truck, but the video is coming up pretty soon. If you haven't seen the video already, you can check me out on YouTube at JPTV3000 or at Facebook at JPTV3000. And guys, y'all stay positive, stay safe out there. Take precautions when you need to, and come home safe. So from the oil field to trucking to YouTube and all the places out there in between, this is JPTV3000. Peace.